conversations about the Buccaneers, the state of the Bucs, and what we should expect.
Hey Bucs fans, Baker Mayfield here. Just signed the contract, ready to get to work. Happy to be here. Let's get it.
That's right. Let's get it. And what is up? Happy Monday, Bucs fans. It is AJ Turn up here with Bucs Report, the aftermath. We are talking the offseason Buccaneers. That is the main topic we'll talk tonight. Is Baker Mayfield is an official Buccaneer. We've had plenty of rumors and stuff and theories about this for months, and now it's finally official. So welcome again. And also, let's give a shout out to Slick. And if any of you guys want to have your input and come on into the stream, you are more than welcome to speak your mind. This is Buck time again. So, but before we get into the main subject of Baker Mayfield and the future of the quarterback position, we have to acknowledge that we have two Buccaneers that we need to give our flowers to of appreciation that are no longer here, and they have new adventures with another organization. First one up is Mike Edwards. He has signed a contract with the Super Bowl champions of the Chiefs. So, Mike Edwards, I have to say this. Thank you very much for all you have contributed to the Bucs ever since your rookie season, ever since you came from Kentucky. Thank you for all those wonderful interceptions. Thank you for picking off Aaron Rodgers and almost housing it. And most importantly, thank you for being consistent. When you were on that field, you made things happen. You were a ball hawk, and I wish you well in Kansas City. And the most important thing that you did that every Buccaneers fan should always be indebted to and grateful for, the last pass that Drew Brees has thrown was an interception to the Bucs. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. That is where it's at, because damn it, I love that shit, because a lot of you Saints fans was talking that good shit for years about how your boy Breeze just got the best of the Bucs and all that. And when it finally came, when all the chips was laid to the table and it was time to be an assassin and a mercenary, to have that killer instinct, he ain't do shit but just throw picks and mess up. You guys have that one controversial robbery with the Rams, but we're not even going to talk about that. Drew Brees' last pass was an interception to the Buccaneers, and as it should be. I like that. Just think, when we go back in the next 10, 15 years, man, what was that last pass that Drew Brees had? Oh, yeah, it was an interception. Sums up his entire career, really, when it counted against the Bucs. Oh, they beat us during the off years when we didn't have nobody, when we was in the lost tribes of the Bucs players. But when it counted, when we had our shit together, we bust y'all ass. I like that. So thank you, Mike Edwards. Again, I wish you well. I kind of wish you didn't go to that damn team. That's the same team we stomped in the damn Super Bowl. Can't stand them now. But do you? I know you're going to do a hell of a job. The Chiefs, that was a great pickup for you guys. And another player that I would like to really give another shout out to is Sean Murphy Bunton, SMB. Thank you for having upped your game during the Super Bowl run. You had three interceptions, and you had an interception each playoff game against the Washington football team, against the Saints and the Packers. That was a hell of a run that you did during that Super Bowl run. I'm proud. I wish you well with the Titans. They got another good piece, so we're going to see what you do. We're going to see what you can be. But again, thank you for all the time and effort that you put into Tampa. You will be missed, just like Edwards. We thank both of you for your services to the Buccaneers organization. We will always be grateful for that Super Bowl run, and hopefully, maybe in the distant future, you guys can come back. If you guys were good. I really enjoyed watching both of you play. You guys did your damn thing. Um, and just thank you for not being within our conference. I'm glad you guys went to the AFC. So that's good. So we ain't necessarily got to worry about you. So appreciate that. Now, with that being said, that is going to be a nice void to fill. Let me go back to the Mike Edwards situation. That will be a void that we need to fill in the draft. I'm confident that we can get a safety in the draft. If there is a good safety within the third, the fourth round, and he's still there and we need him, go for it. The same with corner. I'm not too really worried about it. I as much as I appreciate Sean Murphy Bunting, I'm glad the Buccaneers were able to get Jamel Dean back. That was the real guy that I'm glad that we could keep, because he's a star on the horizon. And at this moment, I am confident with Antoine Winfield, Carlton Davis, and Jamel Dean. Those three right here, those are solid starters. Antoine Winfield, we all know he's going to ascend to being an elite safety within the next season. Carlton Davis, if once he begins to pick the ball off and catch him, he's going to be a super problem. He's already a problem now, but when he is able to pick people off, he will be a true shutdown corner. Mark my words. Now let's get to some of the comments. We have NFL Edition here. How you doing, my man? Thank you. F the Saints as usual. Yeah, we that's common. Yes, we know that. That's a ritual here. Yes, I do wish he could have been more consistent. I do agree with that. That's why I'm not too upset about that. Because sometimes he was Sean Murphy burning, because he would get burnt real bad, and we needed something more consistent. Now, I do think we will find someone in the draft that can fulfill that role. I want to see, hopefully, Colin, the guy that we drafted last year, he gets better, because he was god awful when we had him in coverage. And let's see, from one JD to another, thank you for signing. Yeah, yes, that's right. So yes, that is how I feel about everything with those two guys leaving. The biggest hole will be with the Mike Edwards. I think Mike Edwards was more valuable than SMB. SMB, we'll be able to find somebody in the draft, but Mike Edwards, that's a huge void that we have to fill, because he was a hell of a ball hawk and a sure tackler. But again, with Antoine Winfield there, I'm confident we'll probably keep. I think we keep Logan Ryan. Please correct me if I'm wrong, people. But I think we'll be fine. We're gonna see through this. And again, thank you both. Now we got to go to the main subtopic of discussion. I know we all saw this. Your boy Baker Mayfield is a Buccaneer. Now I know a lot of people. Now I told people, I said, out of every veteran out there, Baker would be the wise choice. And this is why I truly think that this is the wise choice. He has the fire. Now, he could come off as an asshole, maybe. And sometimes he can be, his ego can get to him. But I'm hoping that him being on his, I think, third team now, he will have more maturity, more humility. And I think he has that hunger that the Buccaneers will need. And this is, believe it or not, this is the best team he has been on. And this is the best weapons he have. Don't give me that bullshit about Cleveland. Landry is not Mike Evans. So let's just get that out the way. I'm tired of talking to people saying, "Oh well, yeah, Landry and Odell." First of all, Odell couldn't stay healthy, and Landry is not no damn Evans or Godwin in that matter. And look at what he's coming to. Mike Evans, elite. Godwin will be elite if he continues to get his numbers up. Then you have an up-and-coming star in Cade Otton. We have Russell Gage. You have Scotty Miller. Now, for the people out there who are knocking Scotty, scrap everything that you saw in this offense last season, because we already know who was responsible for the hiccups, and that was Byron Leftwich. So he is gone now. So I want Buccaneer fans, I want you to get that nightmare out of your head. It's done. The man, you know what I'm saying? I have faith in Canales. I think what he's going to do is utilize the best of the players' abilities. And that's what's important. Byron didn't have that mindset. Byron just thought about him. He said, okay, this is all I know, so I'm just going to do this. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Buccaneer fans, we have a new OC, and I think we're going to have more of a balanced attack. I believe in Rashad White. I think he's going to do just fine. You draft the personally for me, I like the pickup we had with the running back that we got, but I like Vaughn. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Vaughn. He was a hell of a north and south runner, so that's what we need. But we'll see about that. I just think Byron again derailed him. Now let's talk about the quarterback situation. You see what he said. The man said, "Let's get it." I like that attitude. I like the intensity that he's coming in here with. Now, a lot of people who don't believe in Trask, I understand that. But I actually am, I like the fact that Baker is in here. I want to see Baker and Kyle Trask fight for that position, for the starting job. Now, for most people, they're saying that Baker is going to win that hands down. And maybe so. Maybe so. But I still like the fact that that they did not allow Trask or Baker to come in automatically starting. I think they have to duke it out because we're going to see who is going to be the best. Now, right now, if I had to say, because of experience, I'm going to go with Baker. I think Baker is going to do well enough. And before I even go to Baker's abilities and what he's going to do for this offense, let me talk about what Baker also is going to have in store for him when he gets here that I think that he didn't have even in Cleveland and LA. The Buccaneers offensive line, as we know, last year took like a major toll of injuries. Now we're going to have a fully healthy Ryan Jensen. We're going to have a fully healthy Aaron Stinney. We're going to have a Hainsey. We're going to have Tristan Wirfs, depending on if he switches to the left tackle. Now, I do believe in him. If he can play just above average at left tackle, damn, he going to get some serious coins next when his contract's up. So Baker Mayfield will come in with a solid line. I'm not going to say it's great yet, but it's still going to be solid and healthy. And then depending on in the draft, if we get a left tackle in the first round at the 19th pick, if we get a solid guy, then he's going to have a lot to work with. Now let me check some of these comments. Hold on. Let's see. Yes, watch some tape on the Seahawks play calling. That's what we can expect with to see with Canales. That's true. But we got to understand this too. Canales has more to work with in Tampa than he did in Seattle. The Seahawks, they had a good offense, but not like the Bucs. I think a lot of people forget the Bucs offense was underachieved due to incompetent coaching. We still had a lot of the same people that we had in the Super Bowl run and then the second season. We just took 2 steps back because of coaching. It's not that these players weren't good. It's just they were put in the wrong positions to produce. So you got to understand that. Now, let's check another conversation. Let's see. I think Trask could take the spot, but in the new scheme, Baker will probably fit the scheme better. Yes, we don't know what's going to happen. For all we know, for all you Trask doubters, this might light a fire under Trask to go, damn it, I want this position and I want to play, because we have to be real. It's not guaranteed for Trask. This might be his only shot of actually, getting a starting position, because if he continues to ride the bench, then other teams might lose interest. They might say we don't see enough, so he might end up for the rest of his career being a backup guy, or hell, a third string, or he might see himself out of the league and be in the XFL within the next few years. So I do think Trask, if I'm Trask right now, you better stay engaged and locked in. And even if you lose the starting position, let's say if Baker plays 5 to 6 games good, and then he starts to fall off, and then they want to go in another direction. But I'm not going to go. That's jumping the gun a little too far. I want to talk about what Baker will have at his disposal, because what I like about Baker Mayfield is that he does have the intensity, and and one thing that with this line that he can't, and that even without the line that Baker can do, that the great Tom Brady could not do is, we all know this, everybody knows this, is mobility. With Baker, he has the wheels to at least extend plays. And also, most importantly, when you're a dual threat, I'm not saying that he's Lamar Jackson, but he can get you yards that's necessary. If it's a 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2, I have faith that he can get that. And with that being said, now defenses have to honor that. So if they have to get closer in coverage, we have the weapons to expose them, because every team that we play, they might not have fast linebackers. They might not have strong shutdown corners, and we can exploit that. And Baker Mayfield is the guy that can do that. I truly believe that Baker is going to have that fire to keep this offense humming. And the most important thing, though, a lot of people are talking about this, but my whole issue, my most important thing, that no matter who comes in, we got to figure out what the hell the OC is going to do. That is the biggest thing that we need to focus on, is what is the OC going to do? Because with Canales, I don't want to see the same shit that we had with Byron, and I don't think he will. I truly think Canales will be a much better OC, because with Byron at the helm, you couldn't go that much lower, so you can only go higher. So that's my opinion. I want to see the passing game. We already know the priority should be Mike Evans. You feed your best receiver the ball. That is the number one priority. This is why I say that. You get him involved more often, that means everybody else on the team will be able to eat as well. Because if Evans starts to eat and he starts to grind, which we know he can do, now Godwin will get more open. Will get more separation. Russell Gage, Scotty Miller, Cade Otton. So if I'm, now this is me personally, if I'm Canales, the OC, I would at least have 5 to 10 plays of the spread. Now hear me out. You can make the spread work. Because with this line, if it stays healthy, well, we have, like I said, we're going to have Stinney, we're going to have Jensen, we're going to have Wirfs, we're going to have Hainsey. Now we'll see what Gedeke's going to do. And then we have a potential guy at the left tackle. So let's put it in this scenario. If Wirfs stays at right tackle, we know the right side will be straight. If, let's say we draft the left tackle, the 19th pick, if he can be just average, have an average game, this line will be solid. And the passing game will be just fine. And with Baker at the helm, he's going to extend plays. Again, like I said, now, again, Mike Evans should be the priority. Mike Evans is only 30 years old. I don't know why people think that, and he doesn't have significant injuries. And Slick has pointed that out a lot. He doesn't have major significant injuries. So he is still, in my opinion, he still has at least 2 to 3 years of prime years. I see he could go for another 5, 6 years, in my opinion, but I see 2 at 3 max prime years that he can contribute and be a dangerous factor. And again, for me, 5 to 10 plays, I'm running a spread. That's right, I said it. Run a damn spread. You can have Baker, because with a quarterback like him, you want a quarterback to be able to be a dual threat in the spread. And again, you have Scotty Miller. There are going to be plays where I'm like, Scotty, your main objective is to just run a fly, to make that corner and that safety have to respect and honor your speed. Because with that happening, Russell Gage is going to eat. He's a great intermediate receiving, in my opinion. He just wasn't as healthy, but I think hopefully if he can stay healthy, he will do damage. We already know Godwin can do damage in short passes. Another secret weapon is Cade Otton, because they're going to sleep on Cade Otton again. And Cade Otton, I know he has the speed to run that seam. And then people are sleeping on Keith. I would use him as a blocking tight end or a short reception tight end, because he has the hands consistently and he's just good. He has just enough speed. But Otton is my guy that I would use for a tight end to run up the seam or a short quick out, because we seen last season what he can do. You have to get, if you're going to be a passing team, you have to have creative plays as well. It doesn't have to be complex, but what the Bucs were doing last season in the passing game was just way too basic, and there was no imagination. Everybody knew what the Bucs were going to do. It was just terrible. So that's what's going to happen. Let's see what's another comment. Last year on trash rookie contract. This is supposed to be his time to shine. Brady messed it up last year. Not necessarily. Um, yeah, me too. I've liked Cotton from day one as well. For whatever reason, the Bucs did not utilize tight ends enough. Um, and I'm just gonna bring this name up, and I know a lot of people might go, you reaching on this one," but I'm reaching. OJ Howard was not a problem when we were here. They just misused him. They tried to make him use him like a Gronk like, and he wasn't a blocking tight end. He was a receiving tight end. The first thing what I would have done is put his ass out there on the opposite side of Mike Evans. Evans and OJ on the outside, Godwin in the slot. Man, we'll never know that, but you could kind of do that with Otten sometimes. Move him around. What I hope the Bucs do is, again, utilize this offense, get the creative plays going, and for the love of God, when it comes to the run plays, we need to switch the running up. I want to see HB counters. I want to see tosses. So with a guy like Rashad White, he has the speed and elusiveness. I'm doing tosses. You get a north and south back in there to run up the gut. And then sometimes in shotgun, let's use double backs. One running back is a blocker and the other is the receiver. Now we like Rashad White, so he's going to be, I think he can do both. So if you want to, confuse the defense, sometimes make Rashad block and other times make him do a fake block and run out for a pass. We have to get back to being creative. And with Baker Mayfield coming in, I do think that the Buccaneers can do that. Baker, what do I expect if he's the starter? I think that Baker can at least, if I'm being real, if the defense stays solid, if the defense doesn't give up a lot of points and they can just be what they were last year, this Bucs team could have 10 games. So for Buck fans out here, this is literally the evaluation season. We're not going on it's not a Super Bowl run. So we need to get that out of our heads. Let's lower our expectations, but not lower too much. But this season coming up is the evaluation season of what we're going to do. Because let's say if Baker Mayfield throws for 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions, I'm with that. I'm with that because then he'd have a season under his belt if he wants to come back and this offense, and let's say the offense finishes top 10 and the defense is top 10. That'd be good. That would be good. I would bring him back. Now, I know a lot of people think that the offense might take a step back. I disagree. I think this offense will be surprisingly better. Now, in my opinion, the offense won't pick up and get in a rhythm until week 10 or 11. But the defense is going to have to stay solid. So we'll see what happens with that. Howard is a free agent now without a job. Sorry, Anthony, I disagree with this take. Howard was awful. He was awful because he was misused. You want to know another tight end that's been misused, and that's why he's no longer there? Matt Gesicki is not a bad tight end. When you have, how many times do we have to see this? Players, when they go somewhere else, they shine. Look at what Wes Welker, now, don't get me wrong, he was good in Miami, but when he got to New England, they utilized him so much better. OJ Howard was a offensive tight end, a receiving guy. He was a receiving tight end. He wasn't a blocker. And again, you throw it to him in stride. He wasn't a possession tight end either. You launch that shit up in the air and let him go for it. That was his thing. People forget he had a faster 40 than Mike Evans. Big dude. And then in the red zone, that's what they should have immediately done. because you got to double one of them. You double OJ, Evans is gonna eat. You double Evans, at least OJ, you have a 50-50. So that's what I'm saying. Coaching can really mess up players. So let's not forget that. There are a lot of players out there whose careers went down the toilet because the coaching was some shit. We have to acknowledge that. All coaches aren't good coaches. Now let's take a look. Yes. Gasecki could block and catch new routes. Yes, but was he not used properly in Miami? That's my whole point. Thank you for saying that, NFL Edition. But that's my whole. You just stated my entire point. If you don't utilize your players to their abilities and you only put them in a system where you think it's gonna benefit you, then that's not good coaching. Great coaches ask questions too. They say, "Hey, what do you feel that you can do best? And let's see if we can come to a compromise because you have the talent, you have the raw skills. Let me not use you the wrong way and then you go somewhere else because again, sometimes every coach, as we can see, every coach isn't always good. So I know people say, well, he went to this team, he didn't do that. They didn't use him right either. I'm telling you, a guy like OJ Howard, you use in the passing and you move him around so he can confuse defenses. That didn't happen, and that's why he is in the situation he's in. Piss poor coaching. But let's stop talking about people who are not here with the Bucs anymore, and let's just get back to the Baker Mayfield situation. Like I was saying, if Baker Mayfield has a solid season, why wouldn't you come back? Because now he can ask for more money. And again, I do like this pickup with Baker. I think Baker will also he can inspire teams. Now, I say again, they need to focus to Evans. And I think that he will. I do feel that Baker is gonna try to find a connection and a bond with one of the receivers. I don't care who. I'm hoping it's Evans because let's be real. Buck fans want Evans to continue his streak because we know he deserves. He's on a Hall of Fame trail, and we don't want him to get docked. Evans has done so much, and for people saying, "Well, it's over for him," Mike Evans had Josh McCown and Glennon throwing to him, and he still produced 1,000 yards. And we can all agree Baker Mayfield is better than both of them. So let's stop that nonsense. Hell, I think Baker and Evans might hit it off more than Brady and Evans because Baker will find a way to force it to Evans. Let's back up. Everybody knows Evans had his best stat years typically with what quarterback? Winston. You know why? Because Winston forced it in there. And when Evans was eating, the offense was eating. People forget Jameis's last year with the Bucs. The offense was still, I think, top 5. They weren't terrible. Now, of course, we know his interceptions were his downfall. But my whole point is Evans is the key to this offense. You get him going, everybody else will be going because now we know Evans has to be doubled one-on-one. And I hope Canales looks at it when he is not doubled. You change the damn play up and go, wait a minute. Evans isn't being doubled and the corner on him is not that solid. Oh, that's an insult. And he's playing off on him. I don't care what the play was. Wait a minute. He's playing 6-7 yards off Evans. Dog him. Oh, wait, this guy's not that good at jamming Evans at the line of scrimmage and he's not getting doubled. Evans, cook him. Cook. So this is what I'm saying. And again, for the running game, the Bucs, I think we still at this moment we can't be too balanced just yet, depending on how the line is. If the line is great, then yes, be balanced. But until then, I would just pass first to set up the run. You have the weapons and receivers to do that. What we want at this moment is we want defenses to have to back up and not load that box because then you could do a HB draws with the likes of a Rashad White. I'm really set on Rashad. I think he's really good and he complements this offense. And I think with him and Baker, I wouldn't be surprised if Baker like if they design certain plays where Baker like does some rollouts or something. That's another thing. I like Baker and rollouts. Again, we have a mobile quarterback now, so Can you imagine a lot of things that he can do with the extended plays and improvise? And you have Evans, Godwin, Otten, Russell Gage out there. It can be scary. It can be really scary. This offense can really get humming, and this is what we need. I now a lot of people are worried, concerned about the defense. I think the defense will be just fine if we're gonna be real. We picked up a defensive tackle from the Rams. I forgot his name, but as long as the defensive tackle can keep Vita Vea from being exhausted, I think the Buccaneers will defense in the trenches will be just fine. Now, if it were up to me, if you do move Wirfs to the left tackle, then I would say in the draft, the first pick should go to a defensive tackle because we want, let's be real, the first three picks that the Bucs get, they have to be solid. Jason Light is gonna have another 2020 draft season in order for this team to be better in the future. Because again, this season coming up, Bucs fans, this is going to be an evaluation season. So don't get your hopes up too high. Um, but don't go to again, don't be so gloomy either. The NFC South is still weak, despite Derek Carr being with the Saints. Doesn't have that much talent around him. Alvin Kamara more than likely might get suspended for his shenanigans. So I'm not really too sold on them. The Panthers are making noise, but again, they don't truly have a quarterback. The Falcons, again, I like Baker Mayfield. And out of everybody, Baker Mayfield has the most playoff wins. So the Bucs, and also talent wise, the Bucs will, I do think, will win the NFC South. Let's be real. I do think that the Buccaneers will win the NFC South regardless. We don't have to really worry about too much in that sense. So that's why I say, as of right now, it could change depending on the draft. The Like I said, I say that without the draft right now, 9 to 10 wins maybe. But depending on if we draft right, that could go up to 10 to 11. I think if we draft right, the Bucs can get in the playoffs, be competitive. It's just too many other teams that are better in the NFC than us right now. San Fran is better. I hate to say this, but Dallas might be but we know how their quarterback is, so that's really not going to be too much of a debate. But right now, this is the evaluation season coming up. I really hope that the Bucs strike lightning 3 times. The first 3 picks, it has to go well. Now, if Worth stays to the right side, of course, we need a left tackle. Then the second round, you go for a defensive tackle. And third, if there is a solid safety or corner there, you go for him. But if not, we need another edge rusher. And this is why. Shaq Barrett, I want Shaq to rest and heal and rehab his knee, his whole entire body, and as much as he can. I do not want him to rush if he's not ready, but I do believe in him. If he can have like a Chris Godwin season, now remember in the beginning, Godwin seemed a little timid, but as the season went on, he improved. If that happens for Shaq, that's great. But I don't see Shaq getting back into his form until probably week 8 or week 9. And we're going to need another edge rusher to complement JTS. Hopefully JTS takes that next step. He still has the potential. For me personally, he just needs to stop trying to always run around the offensive lineman. And sometimes he's going to have to learn when to run through. And then he has to get better with his technique and stopping the run. But that's why I say in the third round, if it's possible, you draft the edge rusher to complement him. If the guy can just be a good rotational player, so JTS doesn't feel that he needs the pressure, because I do think he plays better when he doesn't get that many snaps. Maybe if he can only have to play 25 between 20 to 25 snaps, I think he will go off, because then he won't feel as much pressure and he'll just give his all, because he tends to get gassed later on as the game goes on, because again, he's always trying to run around the offensive lineman. So that's why I do think we need an edge rusher in the high rounds. Then this later on in the line, you can get a corner. Of course, you can get a bruising running back if we don't keep Vaughn. Uh, I'd say maybe draft another receiver just because. But if you do that, I want him to have like Scotty Miller speed. Again, I'm heavy on running the spread. I know a lot of people might disagree, but I want to see more of the spread. So we'll see what happens. And yes, you're right. Evans can make any quarterback look good because he's that guy. And also, anybody out there, I forgot to mention this. Please feel free to make a comment, or if you want to get on and you guys want to talk, there's a link. Get into it, and we can have more Buccaneer discussions because, again, it's the off season. Everybody has their theory and who we're going to draft and who we're going to pick up. And like I said, I'm just here just to talk with you Buck fans, and I'm just giving you guys my interpretation of what's going on and what the Bucs need to do. So that's just me. That's how I feel right now. And I know people out there are like for the people who were like, man, we should have got what's his face. He went to to the Washington team, to the Commodores, I'm sorry, the Commanders. I didn't like Jacoby Brissett. I'm glad we didn't get Brissett because I don't think he has the physical abilities to get this offense going. We don't want. That's why I like Baker, because Baker can risk it for the biscuit. I don't need a concern. We don't this Bucks offense doesn't need a conservative type of quarterback. That's not what we need for this offense. You have too many weapons that can make things happen. I don't care if Baker does take a risk and sometimes he ends up throwing picks, but if he ends up throwing touchdowns and we win in these games, that is what I care about. So we cannot go backwards for the running attack. I just want the running game to be at least in the top 20. If the Bucks run game could get to between 18 to 14, I will be happy because we were shitty last season. We were dead last. And granted the line was injured, but it was just a scheme. It was too predictable. We all know this. We seen what Byron did. HB dive every other damn play. And that's another thing. None of this is gonna matter of who we brought in. The real pressure is on Canales. Let's be real. It's not on Baker Mayfield. It's not on Kyle Trask necessarily. The biggest pressure is the coaching staff this season. What are you guys gonna do this season? Bowles, this is on you. You got who you wanted because apparently you didn't want Byron. I can understand that, but now you have the coaching staff. It's gonna be up to you how this season is gonna play out. That damn defense better not drop in the top 10, because that's another flip side. I tell everybody, what if the offense becomes top 5 and the defense slips to like I'll say this: if the Bucks defense drops to like 20 and the Bucks offense is top 5, Bowles might be out of a job and Canales might take the helm. So the pressure is really on the coaching staff this season. You guys, the coaching staff, Bowles, Canales, y'all are gonna have to show the Glazers what can you do with this talent, because believe it or not, the Bucks still have a massive amount of talent. I'm still excited for this year because, like I said, I you know we had our glory years. Thank you, Brady, for giving us so much excitement, publicity, because we damn sure wasn't getting that much respect by the media until before you got here. Um, but right now, this is an evaluation mode. I'm excited because we still have so many pieces with potential that are young and that are promising, and we're gonna do something about it. We're gonna take it there. So that's how I feel about it. Let me go to other comments. Let's see what's going on here, and let me check something else. Everybody else, hey, what's going on? I'm on the IG Live as well, talking to people. If you guys have any, again, if you have any comments that you would like to speak on, I'm here. Join the stream. We love the chat. Again, Slick will be on here shortly, but I'm just here, just speaking my mind on certain things. and what I feel about it. But also defensively, I want to go on a little spiel about who I want to take to. I want to see ascend to that next level. I think Dean is going to be fine. I think he will, but I'm going to need Carlton Davis to be that guy with the picks. I think he's very well. He does a hell of a job at being a um, man-to-man press corner. He can jam and tackle. But one thing I do need to see him do more is pick the ball off. He has a tendency of dropping passes or can't hold on to it. We're gonna need him to be that guy where quarterbacks do not want to even go to his side because he's going to get picked off. Another player, Devin White. This is the most important guy on the front seven that I need to. I need you to have the 2020 season in the playoffs. We are happy that Levante David came back. Shout out to Levante. Thank you so much. Um, I I think this is the season that Levante and Devin really need to have that discussion. If I'm Levante David, I would literally just sit back and say, look, Devin, I'm gonna be real with you. Um, I think Levante has like 2 more good years left, and then after that, I'm not sure. But I would want if I'm Levante, I'm talking to Devin and saying, look, man, I'm not gonna be here that any much longer. I don't have that much time left. I've submitted myself. It's your time, Devin, to take it to the next level. I need you to work on everything that you know that's a weakness. So that's something that Devin, you're gonna have to be honest with yourself. Everybody knows your weakness, and that's pass coverage. You're gonna have to get better. You're gonna have to be able to be patient. We know you're an explosive guy, especially you're a hell of a guy against the run, but we need you to be that guy. We need you to be the Fred Warner. We need you to be, you know, we need you to take that step because Levante can only do so much. But that also goes for coaching. I'm gonna need Bowles to move Devin White around. The way the Cowboys use Micah Parsons, that's how I want the Bucs to use Devin White. I still think to me athletically, Devin White is better than Micah. Of course, I just think Micah is going to get all the publicity because he's a Cowboy. If Devin White was on the Cowboys, they'd be hyping him more as well. But I have to be honest, Devin, I really enjoy your skills, but I want you to get better in the pass coverage. You have the speed, so it's no excuse. You just got to be patient and read certain coverages better. You should be literally because this 9 times out of 10, depending on how the season plays out, this might be Levante's last season as a Buck. I need you to soak up as much information from Levante David as much as you can. Levante has been special. He has been sensational. Another guy who was underappreciated because he played for the Bucs and they were being very biased towards him. He's a better linebacker than Wagner. I just think if had Wagner, if Levante played with the team with the Legion of Boom, he would get his flowers just like Wagner. So that's just my opinion. But yes, Devin, you're gonna have to be the new guy because when Levante's gone, the Buccaneers, especially at linebacking core, are going to be looking to you as the new guy to step up. So that is the guy that I really want to see take the next level. Vita Vea, I think he's a dog. I think he's going to do his thing, but he needs help. In those trenches, he needs help. I think if he can have someone play consistent average and have above average moments consistently, the Vita Vea can be a defensive player of the year type candidate person. He has the skills. We know he can stop the run. I do want to see him be a better pass rusher. I know that's necessarily not his thing and the position he plays, but that's also another thing. I want him to have more help. If Vita Vea can get more help, then I think he will be able to dominate more. Because again, a lot of people talk about Aaron Donald when they won when they had their Super Bowl run. People forget it wasn't necessarily just Aaron Donald by himself. When Von Miller went there, that changed the entire game because now Von Miller was that guy who can truly get to the quarterback. And as we know, Aaron Donald wasn't always good at the run. So having Von Miller who can do both, that was a plus. So we need JTS. I'm not saying that he'll have a Von Miller season, but I want him to. I need JTS to at least be a double digit sack guy. I need him to get at least 11 to 12. I know that's realistically he's a right now, if we had to judge him, he's a 6 to 8 sack guy kind of guy. And that might be a little too high at this moment. But we really need to have a pass rush. And I'm glad we have Nelson back. I think he's going to be a good he's a good piece and rotation guy. I hope we get NASA back. I hope we sign Golston back. So we have a lot of good role players as of right now, and Bowles does a fantastic job of making those role players stand out with the plays and the scheme. But if I were Bowles at this point, if you're going to draft corners as well, you need physical guys. There's no reason. So let's get this out the way right now because I've had this beef with Bowles for years about this. Stop with the damn cushion coverage. Our corners are not necessarily designed for that. I need you to do more man coverage because every time the Buccaneers get into this zone and cushion coverage, we get ate up. And then I think it slowly sucks out the life and energy of the defense because then they're just tired. And if with the way that our offense was stalling half the time, the defense always had to be the hero. We can't have that this year. The damn defense cannot always bail us out. The offense has got to do their share and help this Bucs defense. So Bowles, that also means again, like I said, I need you. Hopefully, you will run more of man coverage. You we have the linebackers and the corners and Carlton and Dean, and then you have Antoine Winfield. You can mix it up. Mix that shit up. Again, sometimes put Devin White on the edge. It's not that many linemen that can keep up with his speed. If you don't want to put him on the left side, put him on the right side. Shit. It ain't that many right tackles in the league that'll be able to keep up with Devin White. Switch it up. And then sometimes move Antoine Winfield down and make him look like he's gonna blitz, but then he backs up. Yeah, exactly. Corners built for press, but I can see man zone possibly, but they like man coverage. But I agree, mix it up. That's right. Thanks, Big Bucks. Thank you, Big Bucks. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's very obvious for a lot of Buck fans. We've seen what zone and it does to this team. It destroys us. It's like a paper cut effect. We slowly just fall out, and that's why I think that the Buccaneers need to just do more man. And then if you're gonna blitz, I'm not sold on blitzing anymore because if you're gonna blitz, you can't always use a corner. It's just not gonna happen. Sometimes them guys are not strong enough to really run through running back blocks. If you're gonna blitz with the DB, use Antoine Winfield. But with that being said, we need to draft a safety that has the speed just in case. Again, defense, I think the defense, if they do more man, they're going to be devastating. If we draft the right pieces in the trenches, this defense will finish top 10 again. I think if we do more man coverage and press and jam, the Bucs can be a top 5 defense again. Because with Vita and all those guys and Carlton Davis, when they play physical, offense, there's not that many offenses out there that can give this Bucs defense the blues. Now, Big Buck says this. Only issue I see with Devin blitzing from the edge is if tackles get their hands on him. Also, he's so quick they can just push him off the rush line and make him pursue. This is true, but it's not that many. See, that's the thing. That's a big if. That's a very big if. It's not that many Tristan Wirfs at the right tackle position that would be able to do that to him. Left tackle, the only reason I would say not put him on the left side, because typically, but it also depends. What if a team's left tackle isn't good enough? Devin has that speed. I'm telling you guys. A lot of that is, a lot of people think, oh, well, if they get his hands on him, yeah, but you have to catch him first. And let's say this, if Devin White's speed being so good, what if that lineman has to move out where it messes something up, where another rusher from the Bucs can get to him? That happens a lot. You see what I'm saying? Devin could cause so many problems, or you could put him on the edge to make him look like he's blitzing, and then he backs off in coverage, and then the quarterback panics and he throws it, and Devin picks him off, or he sets his running back up to get destroyed, or a receiver, and Devin kills him, because we know Devin likes to lower the big boom. You see what I'm saying? You mix it up that way. You can do so much when you move your guys around, because now every quarterback doesn't know how to handle that. They're gonna look at Devin and say, shit, if he's look like he's blitzing, I have to get this damn thing out quick. And that's where Antoine Winfield will come in. And then let's see, Big Bucks. What else? Draft is important, bro. Yes, 9 picks. GM has to hit 4. Yeah, I said this already earlier. Big Bucks. He needs the first 3 have to be solid starters. They have to be immediate starters, and they have to be good. I'd say the 4th and 5th round, they got to be good rotational players. 6th and 7th, they could be your future build. That's your test subjects. Okay, let's see what they'll do. But yes, the first 3 picks, they have to be home runs. They have to be. You hit those 3 in the first 3 rounds, then the Bucs after this season will be really good, because again, if Baker can have an average season statistically, an average season, you bring him back, because then with that experience, the Bucs can be scary. Or let's say he shits the bed. Baker is just trash, and then Trash comes in because nobody knows anything about him and he shines. What if that happens? We have to look at that. What if week 6, week 7, Baker's not cutting it? Trash gets in there. First game, 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Second game, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Third game, 384 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Now what? Now I know this is very far-fetched right now. I'm just saying, what we don't know. Again, Trask could be that guy. We have to give him a fair shot. For a lot of Buck fans out there, you don't know. You say we think we do because of what we've seen so far, but Trask didn't really get a full reps with the starters. Anytime he was in the game, he was playing with second to third string guys. We don't know what he can do. We have to just figure it out. We have to just find out. I'm with you guys. If Trask is not the one, then he goes. And then we draft another quarterback the next season if Baker's not that guy. But I don't know yet. But as of right now, if I had to bet, like I say Baker could be the guy because, like I said, his experience alone. But I'm not counting Trask out. We don't know anything yet until these two dudes battle it out. That's the most important thing. That's why Jason Light brought Baker in, so they can battle. Nobody is not getting the keys to the throne without competition. That's what I like. Everybody's going to be those two guys are going to be competing. We don't know. That's something I really want to know, though. What if Trask outplays Baker? What if he does? What if Trask plays at a level in practice so good and he comes out and he does the damn thing? We don't know. We don't know what Trask can do just yet. So we have to be patient and we have to believe in Jason Light, because that's my thing. What I don't want to see is that we just get rid of him, because then that's a waste of a second round pick. And then he goes somewhere else and he shines. Then that's going to piss me off, because now That'll be another quarterback, another player that we let go without even seeing their full potential. Look at what we did to Steve Young. Look what happened when, um, you know, Doug Williams got somewhere where he had a competent coach and a competent team to help him. We don't want to make that mistake. So I get it, guys. I get that you guys are very suspect of Trask, but at the same time, he is on this roster. I'm gonna rock with him until I see that he ain't no good. I'm gonna give him some chances. So if he starts, I give him 5 to 6 games to see if he has anything. I'm doing the same for Baker Mayfield, but with Baker, my expectations, I think he can get us at least 8 wins. Let me back that up. By himself with this offensive weapons, I'm gonna say between 6 to 7, and then I think the defense would have to get us at least 2 to 3. And like I said, 6, 7 games where I say, okay, Baker Mayfield and the offense takes care of business. 6, 7, and that's a reach. I don't know. Nah, I know. I keep changing it up, but work with me. I'm trying to be realistic because the Buccaneer fan in me wants to really say, "Oh no, I think Baker can get us 9 to 10 by himself." No, by himself, really 5 games. He can get you 5 games. I think Baker could get the Bucs 5 games on his own, playing and doing the damn thing. 5 games, and then the Bucs defense would at least have to carry us at least 2 to 3 games. I have to look at who we have on the roster again. I forgot who we play, but defense this year is going to have to get us at least possibly realistically 3 to 4 wins. They're going to have to get out there and take care of business because this offense is not going to. I don't think it's going to click yet until, like I said, week 9. Let's see. Big Buck says if Baker starts week 1, what does that say about the GM? I'm not going to ignore LI missed draft picks, like missed draft. He misses on the entire draft. Trask was his pick in the second round. Yeah, that doesn't say anything. If anything, it shows you that Light is being responsible. That's what I'm saying. I like the fact that Light is out here acknowledging, hey, we gonna rock with Trask, but we're not gonna just say that Trask is gonna be the guy without competition. That's not. Don't do that because in the past the Bucs have. That's why a lot of times during the lost years with the Bucs, guys were just given starting positions. No, you want players to earn it. I don't give a damn who you are or what you did in college because that's college. I don't care what hype you have. I want my guys to work and earn because then they will appreciate it. So, because let's say if they earn their spot and they make an error, it's not an oh well moment. I'll be fine. No, it's a damn it. I want to stay on top because one, I want to be the best that I can be at my position. And, in the future, I want coaches to see that so I can get that extra bag. You see what I'm saying? So that's I think Light is on to something, and we're not going to slide Light. Can't do that. Light has gotten us too many gems. Evans, Wirfs, Antoine Winfield, Devin White. We ain't gonna disrespect him like that. He's done a fabulous job. Evans and Wirfs are 2 Hall of Famers in my opinion. And Devin has the potential. I'm not going to say that he's there yet. He has potential, but he has to do more. Levante should go in the Hall. Do I think he's a first ballot? No. It'll probably take him 3 tries to get in there just because of the bias. But that's nor here nor there. We'll see what happens. And again, on the offense. So, yes, but the defense is going to have to for Bowles, for me to be comfortable with him being the coach, top 10. I need top 10. Top 10. Top 10. Big Buck says, I think Shake and Bake was signed to sell tickets. I can only imagine if he comes out and stinks it up, but I'm a Bucks fan. As first wheel starts, I'm behind. Yeah. He will sell tickets, but here's the thing. He also can win games. You have to be able to win games as well. We've seen Baker Mayfield win games. Look at what he did with the Rams. So he has the potential because just because he's a big name and sell tickets, but if he's trash, then that will piss off fans. So I do think Light picked him not only because he can sell tickets, but he also can win you games and he can be exciting. We want that. This offense has too many weapons. Now, I've said this all night and I'm going to keep saying it. Run the damn spread. Buccaneers offense, Canals, please run some spread and not just 2-3 plays, 5 to 10 solid plays. And if you need some help on that, Canales, you can go to It's About Buck and Time, my YouTube channel. I got plenty plays out there. Just the players that ain't here no more, replace them with somebody else. And there you have it. Offense, uh, again, I don't expect this offense to get into rhythm to like week 9 or 10, but I just need to see creativity. That is the most important thing I want to see this season. I want to see us with more balls. I want to see this Bucks team have balls. I want to see this Bucks offense if it's 4th and 2 and we're at our 20. I want to see us go for the shit. I don't want to always see us kick. We can't do that anymore. I want to see us do that. I want to see this Bucks offense take deep shots again. I want to see this Bucks offense with crossing routes. I want to see this Bucks offense run the ball and Rashad breaks off 20 yards, a 20 to 25-yard run at least 2 to 3 times. I want to see smart defense. I want to see us blow up receivers. I want to see quarterbacks seeing shadows and throwing picks because they're scared to get rocked. I want to see this stout run defense again that we had for the past 5 years before it just unraveled. Well, ever since Bowles got here, I want to see this Bucks defense nasty. I haven't seen that since the Super Bowl run and then the second season, the second year under with Brady. I want to see intensity from this team. I want to see the coaches believe in the players. I want to see fire. I want Bowles to be out there and tell his troops, I believe in you more than I believe in the opposing teams. To hell with them. I don't give a shit who they are. I'm not going to play scared just because I don't care if we played the Chiefs 5 times. I want Bowles to go, we're going to beat their ass 5 times. We're going to put Mahomes on his ass. That's what the Bucks need next season. Intensity, passion, and accountability. If someone is screwing up, coaches or players, that organization should be comfortable enough to talk to that guy and say, hey, man, is there something going on? Because this ain't it. I need you to tighten up. Get out of your own ego. The team is bigger than you. A lot of people are writing us off, Bucks. Like they think we're gonna go back to the lost stone ages and shit. They think we're gonna be a 3-win team. I want us to prove them wrong. Even during the evaluation season, I want this Bucks team to be competitive. That's all I ask for. I have a motto in one of my shirts in my clothing line that says, "Potential without effort is an illusion." I don't want to see an illusion this season. I don't give a shit if the Bucks are 6-11 or whatever, or 7-10. If I see effort, I'll be fine with that. I just don't want to see what we had last season because last season was despicable. I know Buck fans, and I'm just speaking. I can speak for y'all because that shit hurt me. I was pissed last season, not because it's just why we were losing and how we were losing. It was like it wasn't the same fight that I saw the first 2 seasons with Brady. where we had the confidence, where we knew we were the shit and we can get shit done. All I seen last year was confusion, chaos, despair. And sometimes I just saw loafing. And that's not acceptable. Not acceptable. Not what we had last season. Last season was supposed to be, I was thinking was going to be the last hoorah for Brady. I was thinking, damn, Brady is going to just ride off into the sunset, at least winning the Super Bowl or, finishing strong in the playoffs and the NFC title or some shit. Nope. We got a big ass turd. Shit the bed. Can't do that this season. To the Glazers and to the Buccaneers. I want you to go balls to the wall. I want you to handle your business, whatever you got to do. If y'all got to, I know the offseason is like July and some shit, but I need y'all in there in June. If you got to cut it short, tell your family and relatives and your loved ones, hey, look, we're not going to have that shitty type of season that we did last year where people were accusing us of loafing. That should piss you Buck players off. I know it would piss me off if I got accused of that. That's what we need to see. Canales, I need you to I want to see what you're going to do. I want to see if you're going to stick to your word like you said in your conference when you first got here. I want to see Evans shine. I want Evans with 14 to 1,500 yards and between 12 and 15 touchdowns. That's a good season. I don't want to see him just barely breaking 1,000 because he's better than that. We know this. If you can push him to get to 1,700, then do it, damn it. You feed the elite guy the ball, everybody else will get fed. But it starts there. In the passing game, it starts with number 13, Evans. Get him open. Utilize your weapons. Bring out the best. Adjust. If you see something, fix that shit. If you see a weak link on the defending team side, handle it. If they got too much cushion, throw a short pass. If you see the middle of the field is open, go to that shit. So, Baker, that's going to be something you have to do. You're going to have to be able to go, oh, I see something different here. We need to change it up. So that's what I want to see. I just need to see the effort. Again, like I say on my other shirt, envision the mission. This year's mission should be for the Bucs. Let's evaluate the talent that we have and let's see where we're heading. Because believe it or not, this season can make and break the future. Bucs shit the bed and have a disgusting season where people are just not doing their jobs. Your Levantes might not come back. Other players might want to leave too. They might just say, I'm just going to get mine and go somewhere else. But if you come out, let's say the Bucs, let's do this. The Bucs win 11 games and they get to the wild card. They win the wild card and they go out strong in the divisional round. Like that shit is like, oh wow, they lost by 3 and they was gutting it and everybody played their hearts out. Levante might say, you know what? I want to come back one more year, give it one last hoorah. You know what I'm saying? Because now, let's say if Baker or Trask or whoever is the guy, now everybody, the people we get here in this draft will have a season under their belt because that's the real stuff. That's going, like I said, this season, despite Brady being gone, it ain't over for the Bucs. We still have so much talent to put this to be competitive. We don't have to go back into those lost ages. Who the fuck wants to do that? I know I don't. At 2011 to 2019 stretch, good God, that was just, man, we had so many up and down times. I was tired, though. That shit got exhausting. I'm telling you. And I don't want that anymore. So I hold all of that. I put hope into this team. intensity, accountability, and belief. You already know my two things: belief and accountability. If we can have belief and accountability, the Buccaneers will be fine. Trust me on that. Um, and with that being said, I will end this podcast for tonight. Remember, this is Bucs Report, the aftermath. We will talk with Slick another time. But guys, please subscribe to the Bucs Report. You can find the Bucs Report on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place. You can find me as well at AJ Turnup, just AJ Turnup at everything. And also, if you want to get this good merchandise right here, yeah. This is especially for you Tampanians out there. Y'all should know what this means. This is Native American for Tampa, Sticks of Fire. I got all kind of merchandise. Got good sales right now. You want to get some good, this is some good stuff. You just go to ajturnup.myspreadshop.com. That's again ajturnup.myspreadshop.com. I just got posted another new logo for the Sticks of Fire for Tampa. I'll be coming down there soon, so I'll be also handing out my merchandise. But as of right now, I got a sale. You can get 20% off. But yes, again, it was always good to chat with you, Buck fans out there. And remember, belief and accountability. The Bucs will be just fine. And stay tuned because sometime either this week or next week, my man Slick, my co-host Slick, will be back, and we're gonna get this damn thing going. We got a lot to talk about. Just because the season is over, don't mean it's over. We got a lot of things we got a lot of exciting moments to come, Buck fans. So as always, y'all already know what it is. Go Bucs!